This week, I'm swapping 2 Rolex Daytonas for a complete rainbow oyster perpetual set. For those that don't know, I'm Phil. I run a watch business called Watch Life, and sometimes I get challenged to do some really cool deals like this one. So a client of mine has asked to swap all of his colored OPs in exchange for 2 new reference Daytonas. What makes this challenge even more difficult though, is I have only 2 days to get this deal done. This won't be easy. Some good news early on. I think I found a Panda Daytona, so I'm heading there right now. I'm wasting no time whatsoever because if I can't find these watches today or tomorrow, there is no deal. If you're wondering how I'm able to find watches so quickly, well, I've been buying and selling watches now for just over 3 years. And during this time, I've made some really good contacts with people in the trade and also, I guess, people just like you watching this video. And with these good contacts and these good relationships comes opportunities, and sometimes opportunities to buy and buy very quickly. So let's see what this Panda Daytona's like. Fingers crossed. If it's good, I'll buy it. I think someone's going to come down and meet me. Is it okay if I just wait here? Is that okay? Okay. Oh, some bad news. I've run into a bit of an issue. Well, there's good and bad news. The watch looks great and it's completely authentic and it's at a price point that I really like. However, the guy selling the watch has the box in a different location and I won't be able to get that box until next week because he's unable to get it. Which is a little bit annoying. So I'm going to have to call my client, explain the situation and let him know that the box would have to come next week. I'll have to see if he's okay with that. It's not something that I like to ever do, but if he needs this watch in like the next day and a half, I don't think this should be a deal breaker for him. So let's call him and find out what he thinks. Okay, it's a green light. Just spoken to my client. He's happy with getting the box next week and getting the Panda Daytona tomorrow. So I have the approval. In my mind, I was thinking it'd be fine anyway because it's, I don't want to say it's just a box, but I just didn't want to show up tomorrow and surprise him with the watch without a box. He's okay with it. So today I need to go pick up the Panda Daytona and I've still got to find the black one. So this is the new reference Panda Daytona, and what a watch this is. I think the biggest difference between this new reference Daytona and the old reference Daytona is the metal ring that goes around the bezel. And apparently the reason why Rolex have added this metal ring is for protection. Some customers allegedly were taking their watches back to Rolex with big chips and cracks in the ceramic bezel of the old reference, and so Rolex had to make a change. And it's funny because I thought that they added the ceramic bezel to make it more robust and to prevent the bezels from chipping, denting and breaking basically. But anyway, some of the more noticeable changes with the watch are on the dial, and they are cosmetic changes. So the subdials are now thinner and the number indexes are also smaller. So aesthetically looking, you can argue the watch looks better. Just before I continue the search for this new reference black Daytona, which I really need to get on with, I just wanted to share something really quickly. Back in late 2021, I remember, and I'll be honest with you guys, I remember just hoping and praying for a better life for myself and wanting more and dreaming of actually having a watch business. And it's interesting because I watched a YouTube video of a guy and he had a tray of all the colored OPs in front of him. I think he had all the 41 and the 36 millimeters. And I thought, like, if I could just see one of them or even own one of them, like I'd be pretty happy. And it's interesting now, fast forward 3.5-ish years, I now have an opportunity to own every single one of them. And it's funny that I just remember that video vividly, like very, very clearly. And look, they're not the most expensive watches. I would kind of just love to have all these OPs as a milestone of success. It's not often that you get to look back and remember thoughts that you had when you were younger and what you used to think like when you have less money, when you have less freedom, and you are less of who you wanted to become. Yeah, I mean, now I can look back on those days with gratitude and not regret, which is a privilege. But like I said, I still need to find this black Daytona or none of this is going to happen. And I only have... So I'm heading out to find this black Daytona now. Fingers crossed. There's a few that have been offered to me, so hopefully one of them will be fine. Dare I even ask you guys what you think of this deal? Because I've run the numbers And if I make just a little bit on each of the OPs, I should be okay. I should be fine. I wouldn't be doing this otherwise, so I think I'm okay, but it'd be good to get your opinion. And maybe you guys can fight it out in the comment section below if you think this is a good deal or not. And if you even think it's worth it, like not even for me, but would you do this sort of trade? 2 Daytonas for these 5 OPs. Don't have long. Praying that this Daytona is good. Well, I have a very big smile on my face because in this Rolex bag right here is a Rolex box, and you guessed it, it is the new reference. Black dial, Daytona 126500 LN. So here they both are. I have the black and also the Panda. And it might have taken you up to this point to wonder why anybody would want 2 of the same watch, just 2 different colored dials. Well, the client that is exchanging his watches for these 2 beautiful Daytonas wants the exact same watch as his son, but they just want different dial colors each, which, to be honest with you, fair play. If I was at that point in my life where I could do the same, I would absolutely do it. I hope my client likes them. I'm sure he's going to be very, very happy, but I'm still a little bit nervous just to get his reaction. But they are absolutely perfect, these 2 watches. So I will be taking both of these watches right now to a secret location to finalize this deal. I cannot wait. So here we go, here are the 5 OPs. I just want to say, first of all, that the guy who I sold the 2 Daytonas to was very happy with them, which makes me very pleased. And I'm also very happy with how these are as well. So here are all 5. I just want to say as well, OPs are probably entry-level Rolex watches. They're quite cheap for Rolexes, but they're extremely hard to get from the AD because everybody wants them. And on the grey market as well, so pre-owned, they're also extremely difficult to get. Having all 5 together is quite unusual. I've never had all 5. I've had them individually before in stock, but never as a full set. So where should we start? I think we start in the middle with the Tiffany OP. This, a few years ago, was trading for like 3 times the amount that it is today. It was like over £50,000, some of these on Chrono 24, which is absolutely ridiculous. But an amazing watch, much cheaper to buy now than it was, and they're now discontinued. This is a 2021. Love it. I think the next 2, which are probably the second and third most popular of these 5, are the Coral Red and also the Yellow. These are great because they're super vibrant and they would look great with an outfit, but they're not too in your face. They're kind of low-key and subtle. Love these 2, both 2021, and like I said, full set and unworn. These 2 are my favorite. If I had to pick one, I'd actually say that the Yellow was my favorite, and then the Red, and then the Tiffany. An underrated watch, I would say, and a really good watch for wearing day to day is the Green OP41. This is the cheapest of all of them as well. It's a 2020. And I don't know why it's come down so much in price, but what an amazing deal this watch is now. And then we go to the 36, the only 36 of this collection, because that's all that Rolex made them in. It's the Candy Pink OP, and this is a 2022. And if you're like me and you have quite small wrists and you kind of like to wear in between 36 and 41, this is a good option. I think you can get away with 36, or if you have a girlfriend or a wife that likes this watch as well, I think this is the one. I'm quite happy to have these in stock, but in the back of my mind, I know that they're for sale and it's going to be sad to see them go. So if you're interested, you're welcome to DM, you're welcome to get in touch on email or WhatsApp, but yeah, it's a little bit sad to know that they'll go, but I'm sure they'll go to a good home. Or maybe there'll be a collector that buys all of them together. And in my next video, I'll be selling the complete Rainbow Oyster Perpetual set to that person. That would be pretty cool.